what if it's the same? I don't. Maybe you're right. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just
So,
thinking at this moment in time.
mm-hmm.
What if I don't have more or less time? What if I have the same time?
Mm-hmm.
And part of that is about time management. It's about organization.
Mm-hmm. Yes, of course.
Um, and part of time with children, I think, is letting the children do what they want to do. You can organize and prepare activities for them, but
Mm-hmm.
I have always said that learning is not an activity, it's an environment.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like the world is not an activity, it's a place that we live in and we do things.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that training the mind to work properly is training the mind to react in real time to real things that are happening in the world. Um, I very much don't like the idea of schools. I don't like the idea of everything being
Mm-hmm.
regimented. I don't like the military style that's there. I
Mm-hmm.
understand and appreciate the good things that happen there. Absolutely. But there are things that don't happen there. There are lots of things that don't happen in schools. One of the things that doesn't happen is teachers don't say, okay, you can do what you want. It doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
It
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
doesn't really happen.
Mm.
And if somebody said to me, okay, I want you to write a poem about a car. First of all, that's from them. That's not from me. Like
Mm-hmm.
nobody told me to write a poem. I just decided to write a poem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? I thought the situation requires a poem, so I wrote a poem. Um, so if somebody starts to force you, okay, I want you to read this book, and I want you to write about this book, that's pressure.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And there's a time and a place for pressure, but and it's a
Mm-hmm.
difficult topic. It's a difficult point because we have all experienced where we don't want to do something and somebody says, do it, and it works. It's good. We've all had that experience. But I don't think that that is good all of the time. I
Mm-hmm.
think that you see the problem in schools when you there's a problem in there's a problem in the art department when the art teacher says, okay, just draw something, draw anything, pick something and draw it, and the students are like, what? Pick what? Where? What do you mean, pick something and draw it? Free thinking doesn't operate in that kind of environment, and
Mm-hmm.
we need, heaven help us, we need
What?
more to find solutions to the problems of the modern world. We have to think differently. It's just a fact. Thinking the
Mm-hmm.
same way that we have thought before is not going to take us any further than the place where we're at. And so we have to develop our thinking skills. And we develop our thinking skills by solving real problems in real time in the real world. And back to the point about time, like, do I have more
Mm-hmm.
time at the moment? I have the same time that I have always had. Everybody has 24 hours in a day.
Yes.
Everybody gets the same time. It's not the fact that you have time, it's what you do with the time
Mm-hmm.
that matters and how you focus the time. And
Mm-hmm.
I sort of have this mental goal that sort of each hour I want to try to create something within that hour, within that time period. And my real world philosophy is that is partly that you sometimes you only get one chance to do something,
Mm.
right? Maybe if I don't write the poem now, maybe it will never get written. So maybe I have to do it now.
Mhm.
Um, and I've also, and that's difficult for people who are working all the time. And you've got your
Mhm.
work is a habit, and the habit is fixed, and you can't do much about it. Work is pretty much the same for most people. Doesn't matter whether you're a football player or an office worker or
Mhm.
a doctor or a shop assistant. Work is work. You've got to think in a very specific way to do your job, provide your service, use your skills, whatever. And so it 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 requires a fixed way of thinking. That's what school's about, right? School is training you to think in a very fixed way,
Mhm.
so that when you go to work, it will not be a problem for you to think in a very fixed way, and
Mhm.
not to daydream and think about, oh, look at
Mhm.
the lovely clouds in the sky.
Mhm.
Yeah, and it's funny because I live here where I live. Um, some nights, if you are lucky, you will see the northern lights, the aurora
Yes.
borealis,
Mhm.
and the sky will be green across the horizon in the
Mhm.
north.
Amazing.
But most people will be sitting at home watching television. They won't see it,
Mm.
right?
Oh, I would be so miserable. I would like
I know, it's
go.
crazy. Exactly. It's crazy.
Mhm.
It's crazy,
Mhm.
and thousands of people will not see
Mhm.
this amazing phenomena of nature because they're watching television. They're not out doing something or being creative. And so,
They should turn off TV and go out.
yeah, I mean, it's a question for me right now, which is, and I had this question today: do I plan something, or
Mhm.
do I just let it be? Do I just because I can, you can sort of plan the,
Mhm.
and I have periods of my life where the next day is planned and the day after that is planned. Everything's very, very, very specific. But I also have periods of time where I just go, I'm not going to plan it. I'm not going to set my alarm clock. I will just get up whenever I get up, and I will
Mhm.
see. It might be 6 o'clock. It might be 7. It might be 9. It might be 10. I don't know. Um, I will get up and I will see how I feel and what it is that I want to do. Of course, I always if I wake up late, I always feel bad because I'm like, oh, I missed the opportunity to do something.
Mhm.
Um, but you never know when that magic moment's going to happen. So you
Mhm.
kind of have to be ready for it if you're planned or if you're not planned. So yeah, I think the time question is a difficult one, especially with me right now.
Mhm.
Uh,